We want you to try to move from anger into something that's lighter than anger, maybe even overwhelmment or frustration. In other words, you're wanting to find something that feels better to you on this subject than anger. This is the work. We know it sometimes feels like slow going, but you know, because people lose focus, you have so many opportunities to do this and you don't do it, so you just keep beating the same drum with this person your whole life, and resentment doesn't serve you at all, you see. Guilt or resentment, it's not serving you, and it's keeping your $10 million away from you too.
Right, exactly.
So
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that no matter what I try to do, it doesn't seem to work, and I'm really angry, and I really want to move forward with it, but I want to be shown how, and I'm willing to feel whatever feeling I have to feel to get this out of me. I'm tired of it.
All right, well, here's the way we would play it out. So you got into that angry place where you're just tired of feeling uncomfortable about what she is able to do or not do with her life. And you're tired of her lack of ability to get it, of muting and laying a blanket over what you're doing. You want to be able to feel your success and feel your joy apart from what anybody else is doing. And so here you are in this place where you are feeling pretty irritated about it. And you're particularly irritated about it because you made the mistake, you're irritated with yourself, of letting her know that you're going to go on this cruise, and she just threw cold water all over it, sort of knocked the wind out of your sails, and now as you're getting ready to go, instead of feeling elated and joyful about it, you're feeling irritated and ornery about it, which just compounds it all the more. And so now you've reached this angry place where you've decided you're just not going to take it anymore. I'm going to do my best to not let this person know anything that's working for me because I'm tired of it all coming back in my face. But I'm not going to try to withhold my well-being. I'm not going to pretend that my life isn't going well when it is. I'm going to let my life go as well as it will go. I'm going to clean up my vibration. I'm going to thrive. And if she wants to figure out what I'm doing through the clarity of my example, then so be it. But I'm finished with this. It's not going to be me giving her something in order to make her feel better. I'm not going to give any more band-aids. I'm going to be the true example of the deliberate creator that I am, and she'll catch on or she won't catch on, but in either case, it's not my business. So that's sort of that angry place. Now I want to try to find something that feels a little less intense than that. And so I do have some options. I don't have to intertwine with this person as much as I do. And I've been noticing that for some reason, because of what I've had stuck in my craw, I've been actually placing some of the phone calls. I don't need to rub it in. And part of me is wanting her to understand. And so I'm maybe trying to teach her. And I'm beginning to recognize that when I'm vibrating here and somebody else is vibrating here, they can't hear me. So it's really not her fault that I've found a way to vibrate in a place that where things are coming to me, and she's found a way to vibrate in a place where things don't come to her so much. And it really is not her fault that she is not able to bring herself into immediate vibrational alignment with my desire. I understand that. In other words, I'm working to move myself up the vibrational scale, and I shouldn't expect her to be able to quantum leap up the vibrational scale immediately anyway. So where she is all right. It's where she is. And where I am, it's all right. It's where I am. We're both where we are. And I realize that I'm not the only teacher for her. There are plenty of people that are closer to where she is on the vibrational scale that maybe can give her the resources to move up the vibrational scale. And so I may not be the best teacher for her. It's not my job. I'm not sure why I put it on my plate. I'm not sure why I decided that it was my sole responsibility to make everything work out well for this person. But I have discovered that in my attempt and failure at doing the impossible, that I've jeopardized my vibration. And so I've held myself in a place of resentment for a long time that has not been serving me. And it's not really been fair to her. It's not her fault that I feel resentment about my inability to move her up the vibrational scale when our vibrational frequencies are too far apart. I've been attempting the impossible, and then I've been feeling resentment that she hasn't been willing to be able to achieve the impossible. It's not her fault that she can't move up the vibrational scale. I'm working to do it myself. And in every day as I work, I find a little bit better success at it, and she will too if it is her desire. If it is not her desire, then she will not. Now, let's see how I'm feeling. Well, I'm feeling a little more loving toward her. I'm certainly giving her more the benefit of the doubt. I want to appreciate her. You said that. I want her to have a wonderful life, and I want her to discover what I've discovered. And hopefully, through the clarity of my example, she will begin to discover it. And there's a really good chance that now I'm not feeling so much resentment about what she's not able to achieve, because I understand that I've been asking the impossible of her. Now, I'm feeling better about that. I don't feel so resentful about that. I feel soft softer and more peaceful about it and more willing to help her out. And now I'm sort of at the place, I think, where I could say to her, hey, I wasn't always able to do this either, and the universe will yield to you just like the universe has yielded to me. And I'm not comfortable with you thinking that I'm the vortex through which your well-being flows, because the vortex is much bigger than me. There's so much more that could come to you. Say to her, and I mean this sincerely, say, I want success for you. I want it in all manner of life. I want abundance to flow to you. And I promise you that because of my experience, I will not feel uncomfortable with the well-being that flows to you. And I want so much that you don't feel uncomfortable about the well-being that flows to me. And I had a wonderful time on the trip. And the whole time I was on the trip, I was thinking about you, and I was imagining some future trip when you're there with or without me. And I'm thinking how you're going to love standing out on this balcony. You're going to love looking out into the ocean, and with the possibility of seeing the whale jump and then seeing the whale jump. I'm thrilled with the idea of you being there and packing your bags and taking the flight and getting on the ship. I want you to feel the exhilaration that I felt when I boarded and the anticipation of what was to come. I want this so much for you, my dear friend. I really, really, really want this for you. You feel? Mm-hmm. In other words, you just talk yourself into it, and there's no right or wrong in it. You can tell by the way you feel as you're talking where you get there. And now, as you came with us, we can feel that your vibration shifted some, even though it was us that was offering the words. Yes. And now, when you think about your sister and her future success, don't you feel more hopeful than you do ornery? Aren't you in this place where you feel hopeful about it?
Yes, I feel hopeful and loving now.
I feel hopeful that it'll work out for you. And I don't resent the fact that you resent the fact that I'm already there. In other words, it's sort of the way that it is. This is the way that it is, but it's not the way that it always has to be. And because I've taken the time to take this emotional journey, I've cleaned up my vibration. And now I don't know what it will do for you, dear friend, but there's more abundance coming into my experience now because you're not clogging my works anymore, because I worked through you. Yes. I'm not worried about you anymore. I'm clean and clear. I'm successful. You're not. I'm okay with that.
Thank
you. But it doesn't mean that I'm not hopeful for your success. Now, my hope for your success is clear. And now, my hope for your success is sort of tentative because I sort of know who you are. Oh, we just went the wrong way on the emotional scale, didn't we? And so now, I'm wanting to bring myself from hopeful to really believing. There are a lot of people that are having success today that at one time were not. All kinds of people find new ways of vibrating. Sometimes it's influence from others. Sometimes it's just their own being sick and tired of the way they feel and making a determination. And you have a powerful opportunity because you've got me up close offering an example, a pure, clear example of thriving. And I'm not ever going to go back into that place of guilt anymore or resentment anymore. I'm thriving and I love it. I've been broke and I've had plenty of money and I like plenty of money. I'm not ever going back that way anymore. And more money's coming all the time. And I believe that it can come for you, say, in your own mind. I believe that it can come right now. I'm hoping, but I want to bring myself to believing because I know that for myself, I wasn't always in the place where I could do this, and look what's come to me. And I'm on a ship full of people who I know that there are many of them that not long ago could not have imagined themselves doing this, and yet here they are. Look what they've achieved. Look at the masterful creation that they've accomplished by shifting their vibration a little bit differently and making some different decisions. And so if they can do it, if I can do it, then you, dear friend, can do it too. And I'm so looking forward to you being able to do that. I'm anticipating that you'll find a way someday, and it's not a problem for me that you can't do it right now, because I like knowing that eventually, if you want to, you can do it. There's nothing that could keep you from doing it, just like there's nothing that can keep me from doing it. There's nothing between any of us and what we want other than our own vibration. And we've got utter control of that. And I'm demonstrating it to myself right now that I've got utter control of my vibration. And I believe that you will get a whiff of that too. You wouldn't be this close in. You wouldn't care this much if we didn't have a strong connection. I may very well be your teacher. You may very well be my teacher. This is going to be fun. I can hardly wait until we're on a cruise together. I can hardly wait until we're standing out there on the balcony of some ship looking off into the vista, and I can look and say, I knew you were coming with me, and I knew you'd figure out how to do it. And I love that you paid your own way.
Yeah.
Because when you pay your own way, you don't resent me. You're not mad that I didn't get you a better cabin. You're not frustrated that I'm not forthcoming in more and more. You're in charge of your life, and you will never, ever be happy, nor will I, you say to this friend as you're standing on the balcony, until you've shown yourself your own empowerment. I can't give you enough to ever clean it up. Everything I give you disempowers you, because everything I give you says, I see you cannot do this for yourself, and so therefore I will do it for you from my powerful position, you see. And you're not wanting to do that ever again. You are an uplifter, you are an empowerer, and you teach through the clarity of your example.